What's up, folks? So, I've noticed a resurgence of interest in the Korg Padkontrol, old MIDI unit that came out about like 5-6 years ago. It was overlooked. A lot of people were into the trigger finger at the time, so even Guitar Center, when I went in for it, didn't even know what it was. Looked it up in their computer, they had one, sold it to me for $80. Went back a couple weeks later, they had a full stock and they were going for like $150. It was a very overlooked unit. I notice now that people are starting to use it for scratching. I seen a video that was actually getting a lot of promotion, in whereas they were using it with Serato and giving you control of the track that you had loaded into your deck. Now, I've actually been using my way of replicating scratching with the Padkontrol for about 4 years, and I've been using it in productions, not live. It can be used live, and I'm going to show you in a second, but what I was using it for was to replicate my old turntables. You know, I'm a guy from the turntable era, was into the whole turntablism and scratching and stuff, but, you know, time went on, I lost my decks, and didn't always have the money to get new ones. So, now my present set, I don't always need the decks, I'm not DJing as much, so I found a way to replicate what I was looking for as far as my productions are concerned. What I did was I used Ableton, and I'm using their drum rack. The drum rack gives you about 10 sections of 16 slots, so you can throw in a shit ton of fucking samples into your drum rack and have control of them through the Padkontrol. To cycle through the sections, you can actually use a pitch unit that's an audio effect thrown in front of the drum rack, and you can actually assign the pitch knob to one of these knobs up here, giving you the capability of cycling through all your different sounds, giving you control when having them at your fingertips, you know, on call, on the fly. What I did right now, just to make it simple, is I've loaded up 16 sounds.
Alright, watch closely. I'm going to teach you another tactic now.
That's good. Seems that you've improved yourself.
Battle break style samples, and then we have the famous one.
You want to learn, you must practice hard.
So, before I get into all that, what I did is I actually have a delay here. That can be used on the fly, and then a filter. A little extra. But if you wanted to have the capability of going through all your sounds, you would need one of these knobs in order to do that. So what I have here, though, is the touchpad. I've seen people do their scratching and kind of replicating the vinyl control with this knob. Just makes more sense to just touch it, you know, especially if you're coming from the vinyl era. So anyway, you can get onto stuff like this. So you could do stuff like, say, shit like that. You know, if you had a beat behind it, it'd probably be a little better. Let me see if I can get this going for you guys. Shit like that.